Jamie, you had mentioned earlier that you had interned here at WCCO. While you were down in Florida then, was there a strong pull? Were you intending then to come back when you could to the Midwest?
Well, my husband and I are both from the Twin Cities. I grew up in Maple Grove. He grew up in the Coon Rapids, Blaine area. We happened to meet in Florida, and when we met, one of the things we said is that we did want to come back to the Midwest, and specifically we wanted to come back to the Twin Cities. Both of our families are still here. And so that was a big driver, obviously, is family. When I started looking for employment elsewhere besides Florida, we sent to a lot of markets in the Midwest, places like Kansas City, Milwaukee, Chicago, and Minneapolis, of course. So I had sent on my tapes. I have an agent. He also helped facilitate some meetings and talking with news directors and things. But the kind of fun thing for me is because I had interned here, and I worked part-time in a position that's no longer available, unfortunately, in television stations, but I was a producer's assistant while I was in college. I got to work with my now current news director, who has worked his way up from the assignment desk to the news director position. So he got my tape, we had some conversations, we both obviously remembered each other, had kept in contact over the years, and I felt really fortunate that he gave me a call and that everything worked out the way that it did. We're so happy to be home. I couldn't think of anywhere else that I would have wanted to end up. I interviewed in some other markets as well, but the Midwest is a great place to be. I really wanted to get back to as close as I could to home, and I'm just so thankful that it was Minneapolis.
That's an awesome story. Now, it ended up when you came back that you started the Saturday morning show with Matt Brickman, someone who obviously was a total stranger to you at the time. How did that experience go for you? Was it easy to make the adjustment to working with someone you didn't know, and even though you're supposed to look like you've known each other
and
forever?
You're best friends? And,
yes.
Yeah. The great thing about where I worked in Florida is that I went through 4 different co-anchors. All great people. Some I had great chemistry with. Others there was a struggle a little bit. And I always found that the people that I had good chemistry with, we had things in common. We talked outside of work. We had similar values maybe for things outside of the news business. So when I heard that Matt was going to be my co-anchor, he actually wasn't here yet. And I picked up the phone and I called him. And we just talked, and it was really kind of funny. I felt like I had known him forever when I picked up the phone, and he was really nice. I mean, Matt is who you see on TV, and he's very funny, and I knew right away that he and I would get along just based on the conversation. I then told him when he and his wife Kate came to Minnesota that my husband John and I would love to get together with them, so the 4 of us went out. And all 4 of us ended up hitting it off, and we kind of continued doing some dinners and other things those first few months just to kind of get to know each other. And it also helps then when you're on air, you know each other's family, you can kind of poke fun a little bit about, this person's mom or my cooking abilities, or my husband, does this or whatever. And so it makes it a lot easier just to kind of have fun and be relaxed and actually know something about the people that you're working with, rather than just showing up here and knowing what you know about them here and then going home and never really getting to know them. So I feel really fortunate. Matt and I just naturally, immediately got along. I think the really funny thing is if you ever meet Matt's wife Kate or my husband John, they could be brother and sister. So we have this kind of like all in the family thing going on. So it's just a lot of fun. I'm really thankful that I'm thankful for a lot of things, obviously, in this interview. But it was great to be paired up with Matt, and I couldn't ask for somebody better.
Now, one of the things that seems to be something that he constantly teases you is about your cooking.
My cooking.
So let's set the record straight. Jamie, can you cook, and what are some things that you can cook that you feel comfortable with?
Okay.
Besides salads and maybe a sandwich.
The funny thing is my mother is like a gourmet cook aficionado. I mean, she's amazing, and I always joke that when I left for college, I lost like 20 pounds because I wasn't eating mom's cooking anymore. The thing about that is my mother never taught me all of her secrets in the kitchen, because I think she wants to lock that up and be the expert on cooking. So I've taught myself some stuff along the way. I'm really actually good at making Italian. I had a friend in college who was from an Italian family, so she kind of helped me with that. I got really good at making Mexican food. I worked at Don Pablo's Mexican Kitchen for a while.
Okay.
And I learned some little secrets and about spices and different things from there. So I'm really good at Italian or Mexican. Anything else, you might want to have my husband put on the grill or go to my mom's house and eat her cooking. Or we can order in. But,
okay.
And I'm definitely not a baker. I'm somebody, I can go to the fridge sometimes and maybe make a stew or something. I can do that, but when it comes to ingredients and like having to write stuff down and measure things, I'm terrible at it. So baking is definitely something I cannot do.
Okay, so you can cook.
I can cook.
There's certain areas that you're more expertise at. Okay.
Like when I made that pizza at Devani's shows, you know,
they said they'd hire you.
Yeah, they said they'd hire me. They gave me a couple steps. I kind of, you know, I knew what I would like together, and I think that's kind of the secret to a good cook is knowing your ingredients and kind of knowing what to put together. So with the pizza, I kind of knew what I wanted. I put it together, and they said it was great. So there you go.
Wonderful. Now, outside of work, you do a lot of stories on this, and I follow you obviously on Twitter and Facebook also. You seem to enjoy, which is a good thing, doing a lot of things outdoors, exercise and
Absolutely.
stuff. Do you go to gyms a lot, or are you more kind of your own personal trainer and just do your own walking and exercise routine?
That's really funny. I've actually scared like 4 people on the stairwell of my apartment building because I'm a stair walker.
Oh, okay.
And I'm kind of my own personal trainer, I guess. I don't know if I'm doing very well at it or not, but I like to be really active. I try to change things up. I do the elliptical in the gym. I'll do some free weights in the gym. We live in a high-rise here in downtown, and I will walk the stairs and get my exercise in that way. I'm sorry, our cleaning woman, I keep terrifying you in the stairwell because you think no one is in there. I walk my dogs a lot. I love walking the dogs. That's obviously decent cardio, but I like to do other stuff too. I am a runner. My little dog is a wonderful runner. My bigger dog, not so much. So you'll probably see me walking both of them, but if you see me running, I'll probably be running with the little one. But yeah, I like to try different things. I've done kickboxing, I like Tai Bo, I like group classes, I've done yoga. I just kind of like trying different things and just staying in shape. I like to eat, so I may not be a great cook, but I like to eat, and so I exercise just so I can eat a couple more calories on the weekend.